This video is sponsored by Gravetrigger. Back it on Kickstarter until November 30th. Gravetrigger is a 32mm apocalyptic sci-fi skirmish and campaign game that takes place in a world grotesquely mutated by humanity, where resources are rare and reclaiming technology is the only difference between life and death. You battle using animus reactors, sentient parasitic power armor that slowly consumes its human host in exchange for terrifying strength, weaponry, and the ability to warp space-time. The combat is absolutely over the top. You can leap over buildings, you can throw terrain, you can even do your favourite wrestling moves off the top of the tallest towers. Your characters can evolve as they take damage, gaining abilities in-game. The narrative campaigns have stories branching off all over the place, so your actions can lead you to hidden scenarios in this gruesome sci-fi horror setting. The miniatures match this awesome style. These are large, monstrous minis, and they come with alternate weapon arms, so you can start customizing your miniatures. Check out the link in the description, which will take you to Gravetrigger's Kickstarter, and if you want to back, you've got until November 30th.
Hi, I'm Peachy.
Hello, I'm Patrick.
Hello, I'm Jeff.
And desperate plug for money moment, as we've been called out many times now. We have a Patreon, so if you ever want to get questions in early, not obviously today because we're just the three of us having a bit of a chinwag, but when we have guests on, you have the opportunity to ask our guests questions before they turn up. So you can ask them anything like, what's their favourite cheese? Were they the first man on the moon? We don't know. Maybe they were. How did Alessia actually die as a Rohan warrior? I mean, that was obviously, you never heard that story, which was great for him and great for us to watch. Yeah. We also have many other benefits such as Discords, feedback with me, and also one-to-one sessions with me as well.
And just think as well, if you aren't a Patreon, there is people out there who've already watched this video.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, you're watching this like a week late. Plus
7, 8, 9 months late, it could be.
Maybe. Depends on how early we get these videos in. I'm also, we're deciding now, I think we need to get some office slippers and a smoking jacket as well.
Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? Cravat smoking jackets.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think that would be good. Yeah, I think we need to up the style game.
You know them really big brandy glasses.
Yes.
Even if it's only just got tea in it.
Yeah. No, I can live with that. Talking of beverages, we have been gifted some gifts from our patrons. Thank you. Specifically, a friend of the channel and Twitch, Michael Magnus. Thank you, Bella. I agree. It's very kind of him.
Yes, we do have a guest on. We should have had dog questions.
We were given a treat by Michael Magnus, a.k.a. Disco Zinch. We love him.
He's a lovely guy.
He is. He spends most of his nights when we're on Twitch drinking. So
and he's very. And to be fair, he puts the effort in on Twitch as well, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah. But he thought, why should he have all the fun? He decided to bring us a bottle of whiskey.
Look at that, Glenfiddich.
15 years. 15 years. But that's not all. I'm just going to be my mic slightly away so I can lean forwards and get more gifts in my bag. Another friend of the channel, a man called Simon, who I went to GriffCon. I met him there. I didn't realise that he was part of the Beaufort's reenactment group. I thought I recognised him. I was like, do I recognise you from like workshop or whatever? Then he introduced himself and we got chatting. He loves Sharp and he knows we like Sharp. And he was saying, I have something you might like. And I was like, oh, okay, what's this? He's like,
gosh.
Do you remember the episode, you might not have got to it yet, there's an episode called Sharp's Regiment.
Oh, right,
and it goes back to the UK.
Yeah, that's right.
During the Industrial Revolution. And they're in a pub, and then there's a recruitment sergeant there, and he's obviously giving the king's shilling out, buying lots of drinks. Well, in said pub, Sean Bean and Patrick Harper are drinking from these exact mugs.
Wow.
These exact mugs.
Wow.
And we have 3... And I'm just thinking, we've got a 15-year-old whiskey here, and we have
men with chosen mugs.
Chosen men. I didn't choose you. Would you like a little teeny tiny tipple to?
Yeah.
I mean, whilst you talk and carry on, I can just.
Have to have a tiny
obviously, we're all driving, so we have to be very mindful.
I have to be a smidgen of a.
I will do a smidgen, don't worry.
Yeah.
Because Mrs. Peach will be like, "Is that a normal serving or a peach serving?" It's a normal serving, darling. It's a normal serving.
Wow.
So yeah, we can toast the new digs.
Yes.
As well.
Well, there we go. That's a perfect response.
So thank you, Michael, for the 15-year-old single malt. Oh, let's have a bit of a read. What does it say?
What
It
are the
is-
tasting notes?
Well, we've got this warm and spicy single malt is matured for 15 years in bourbon, new oak, and sherry casks
Oh,
before
lovely.
harmonising in our unique Solero vat.
Oh yeah, if it's not harmonised, I won't drink it.
I like my whiskey like I like my music, harmonised.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any other information other than just like where it's come from, where did it go, where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe. No, it's got nothing else. No tasting notes. Who cares? We're just going to down it. So I'm going to pour this.
Okay, so whilst you're pouring that,
Yeah, thanks.
I thought maybe just talk about something that happened recently. No one is annoyed at Games Workshop.
No, whoever
happens.
is.
Yeah,
Why would anybody ever be?
No one. Okay, but this time it's
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
someone is annoyed.
No. No.
But it's not about models.
Is it about a full car park? No?
No.
Oh.
No.
How many more guesses do we get?
Okay, well everyone knows what
Well,
it's
nothing needs
about.
fixing.
Yeah.
Nothing needs fixing.
Everything
Everything's
works
fine.
fine.
Everything's fine.
Do you know one of the things
Everything's
I've loved for
fine.
years with them is how easy it's been to buy anything.
Yes.
It's always been perfectly easy.
So much so.
And of all the things I've ever had problems with Games Workshop, one of the things I've always thought was really good was how easy it was to buy models.
Yes.
Cheers, everyone.
So
Cheers to the new digs.
Cheers.
It's new
And
digs.
thank
Yeah.
you to our patrons for all the support you've shown as well.
yeah,
including
honestly,
Michael.
yes. I'm going to look right in the camera.
Oh, it
Patrons,
smells so Christmassy.
you're better than everybody.
Oh, that's cleaned me
Everybody
sinuses out
else.
straight away.
I think that's another thing. I don't care if it's a shameless plug about our patron, but everyone that's on our patron is awesome because obviously we said this last time when we had the painting coach. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? How many knobheads have we had?
Like none.
None.
Yeah.
Zero
No.
knobheads. They've just been
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah.
thank you for your support and
Everyone's been
sticking
really
with
good,
us.
to be fair.
Yeah.
And even those that have some people have cancelled and said, I'm really sorry, I can't afford. Don't worry about it. You don't have to fit. You don't have to apologise for not always supporting us all the time. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just appreciate
Yeah.
Watching the videos and just being part of the clan. So
Yes,
to
Yeah.
speak.
and
absolutely right.
I think now in the new digs is a good time as any to remind them. We literally would not be here without
Yeah,
them.
exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely
So,
right.
Thank you very much. And that was delicious.
I
nice,
mean,
isn't
it's even better that I'm drinking from Sharp's mug.
Yeah. So I need to. You have a sip and then go what like.
Bastard. It's got to us already.
Yeah.
God, I've had 2 mouthfuls and already I want to punch a red coat in the face.
Should we go on and punch a blue coat in the face? I mean,
Well,
come on, man.
Yeah, but they all fight amongst themselves.
That's
The
true,
others,
yeah.
they wear green.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fair. A red coat officer, maybe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to punch a cavalry officer in the mouth.
That's it. I want to find Daniel Craig and punch him. Yeah.
What's that, Barrier boy? And they're not even old. They're like in their 20s.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
I'm just going to nurse this for a bit. It's
Absolutely.
so
Yeah. I mean
warming.
that it goes down easy. Yeah. That's a delight.
Smooth. Very smooth.
Yeah. Okay. So yes.
Go on, tell us about how they've not done anything wrong.
Great news. Warhammer.com is live. Shop for the entire range of Warhammer miniatures in one place.
But that already exists, doesn't it, Pat?
Check out our new store now.
Oh.
Wow. That sounds promising.
First,
What could go wrong?
I'm going to do a dramatic reading of that. That was a Facebook post
Okay.
on Warhammer 40k, and this was the top-rated comment. Absolutely not. I went in to have a browse tonight and got met with this new age monstrosity. Just because something is old doesn't mean it needs to be modernized. The old website was so much easier to navigate and locate stuff and was heaps more user friendly. And I've taken so many screenshots because I was in stitches reading all of these. But you know what? They're all absolutely right.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know this had happened until I saw a couple of posts on Twitter.
Yeah.
Then you started talking about it last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? It's a new website. It's, so the current one exists and they've got another one. What's that for? It's like, no. The website is now, this is now the website. I was like,
Yeah.
but why? It's not.
Yeah.
And then you showed on your computers, like the servo score when you go to look at like the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like looking through, because I like looking at the models. Usually when I'm doing paint guides and thinking about like colours, I like to look at the models, do the 360s. No
Yeah.
360s at the moment.
No.
Which is really frustrating.
You get the servo skulls instead.
Yeah. But then it crashes.
Yes.
So then you can't continue looking.
Yeah.
So you have to go back.
Yeah.
And then scroll.
But then you've lost your place. Yeah.
So it from my point of view, it's like, just because you can upgrade something doesn't mean you should, because there's nothing wrong with the website. I know I'm not going to go into workshop hate, but it does stink of workshop managers getting a new job going, I know what needs fixing. The thing that doesn't need fixing, let's go and fix it.
Yeah.
Basically, you mean trying to justify their existence.
Well,
isn't it? Yeah, going, look, I look what I did.
This reminds me, when I was in retail, we used to get squad leaders coming all the time. So we were in a training store, a veteran sergeant store, which would train new managers. And every time a new manager would come in as a trainee, it was the same thing every time, which is like, everything you're doing is wrong. I'm going to show you how to fix it. And then they come in and you're like, oh, here we go again. The way we stack our shelves is wrong. The way we clean the shelves is wrong.
Yeah.
This guy's come in who's like 2 months older than me or 2 months younger than me. He's going to show me how to clean a shelf.
Yeah.
And usually it pans out as a rubbish idea. The shelves were fine the way we cleaned them before, but it's because they knew they wanted to like show their leadership skills.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like maybe this might be the case here. It's like someone's come in and gone, I know how to run internet. I know how to make the website better.
Yes. So I want to play devil's advocate for
I mean, that's why we're here. We should always do devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was explaining to someone, I was like, they've brought everything under one umbrella. Like, one thing I realized from my time at workshop was that everything was very separate. And that leaked through to the websites, because you had the shops are Warhammer branded now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they used to be
pretty much the
Games
old now, I would
Workshop
say,
back in the day.
It's because most people walk past and go, oh, it's the Warhammer shop.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, and then, that's become the brand. It's like, Warhammer makes sense.
Yes, that's it. So the shops have been branded as Warhammer, but you had to go to Games Workshop to buy your models. But then there was also a separate website called Forge World.
Yeah.
And then there was My Warhammer, and then there was Warhammer Community, and then there's Warhammer Plus, and that's 5.
Don't forget all the microsites. Do you not know what the microsites are?
No.
Oh, they're like on the dark web.
No, it's what Mrs. Peach calls my private parts. It's the microsite. She doesn't. I'm joking. Mrs. Peach is like, oh God, I'm just clinking my bottle. Do you want to drink a whiskey, Bella? We have a dog.
Yep.
We have a dog.
You're honoured.
I am honoured. No, she's just sniffing the bag. She's like, what's in your bag? Is there any balls in the bag? No, so...
If I walk around enough of them, one of them will have a biscuit.
Oh, am I here now to just scratch your belly? Is that my job? Okay, I'll scratch
you
your
are
belly.
honoured.
The microsites are things like the Age of Sigma site, the
like
Necromunda site,
Warhammer 40,000 one as well.
There's a lot that sometimes are linked to the website, but most of the time they tend to be their own little thing. So when like Age of Sigma launched, they'd have a microsite that would have all the information about all the races and this, that, and the other. And they're all, so there's a lot out there.
Yes. So I feel like from all of the websites, it was like, not a steep learning curve, but it is a learning curve. When you're like, you get all your Warhammer models here, but then you can also get them from this other website, but they're resin. And they might not explicitly say that. They say they're expert, or say they're 15 plus or something. So bringing it all under one roof.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
It's like you were doing a power balance.
It was like somebody went, we need to galvanise the websites.
That sounds like a manager buzzword right there.
Yeah. Get your blue sky thinking. And
galvanise.
We just run it up the flagpole.
Yeah.
Flutters.
Yeah.
That's an amazing one. I've never heard that before. That's great.
And then the manager goes, I like that speak. I'm currently half mast.
But no one used the term copulate, which I got a manager saying. Sorry, Gabriel.
We need to copulate on these ideas. So bringing it all under one roof, on paper, makes it an easier experience for people to use. But I feel like it's definitely been fumbled. That website is appalling.
Yeah.
See, I've got to be honest. You know the way Games Workshop has like gaming licenses?
Yes.
I thought that's what it was. I thought it was like a new game they brought out where you go in it and try and see if you can buy a box of Terminators over a weekend.
Yeah.
They're like a sort of role-playing game.
It's pretty. So when you first go on, you got all that cool visuals and stuff like that, but then it just gets a bit sort of like, where's the shop?
Yeah.
Oh, right, it's at the top. Right, okay, that's the
And it's
shop.
like we want to show you everything we sell all at once.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, there is things at times where you go, well, you know, Horus Heresy, you know, because generally it's always been, if Forge World sell it, it lives in Forge World and that's the only place. But you can go in and buy Horus Heresy off the shelf. And it's a bit like, and I was a bit like, when Horus Heresy came out, where does that live? So the idea that it's all a bit more all sitting next to each other is a good shout. But just you went in and just went, oh, this just... Do you know the only thing I really got from it was I thought, it's really good for the local gaming stores. Like the likes of our friend Byron, who's got Element Games, and go, you're in there 5 minutes and go, oh, Jesus Christ, screw that, and go, I'll go to Element instead, or, you know.
Yeah.
just pushes it elsewhere. I mean,
Or go to Wayland or somewhere. Just go, you know, just people, do you think, wonder whether they've just got an increase in sales just based on apathy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to put my old sort of like workshop manager head on, trying to think there must be a reason for the change. There has to be a reason.
Yeah.
And it could be like cybersecurity. It could be like there's loads of things that I mean, I know nothing about cybersecurity, so this is just like me putting ideas out there. Like, is there something wrong with the existing website that's failing?
Ooh, I think I'd heard.
Or was the existing one?
I think I'd heard bits of this where on face value the old website was functional.
Yeah.
But if it was really busy, you had to do all the queues. And apparently it being tied into the back end wasn't.
I'd have been disappointed.
I mean, I've not
I'd have
put
been
that-
disappointed if you hadn't made that noise then when you
Just
said
for the
back
viewers,
end.
I've not put that much in here. just to be clear.
It just warms my soul.
It does, feels like Christmas. It really does.
Yeah. So with the website and the ordering and the factories, and they've developed the factories, and there's lots of robots now, and that had issues, and then apparently the website is supposedly more tied into all of that, so it should be more of like a seamless thing. So hopefully that's better. But the end user experience is
Face hugger.
Hogging
I
the
want to
mic.
be on camera more,
I
Daddy,
know,
please.
it does, yeah.
yeah.
Drama queen.
Time for my close up. But the end user experience is not great, is it? I think because you go on the front page of the website and it seems like it's very much geared up to like to new people. It's like, what is Warhammer?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'll learn about it and then maybe I'll shop or something. Like I think of that like when Tom was here and he said, you know, like the mold line remover.
Yeah.
Like we've poked fun at that before, but he's like, I was really proud of that because a kid could go in and buy it.
Yeah, and still do the job it needs to do.
And it still does the job it needs to do. So I'm like, part of me is like, the website's not built for me.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, trying to take that out of the equation. Like the 360s have gone. Apparently people's vouchers have disappeared.
Yeah.
You can't track your orders. It's really hard to search for stuff. I'm going
to chuck in my sort of tinfoil hat opinion.
Ooh.
I know my opinions are worthless. I've heard this a few times. I should not have an opinion, but that's that. I don't care.
Boo, your opinion.
How dare I have a
Boo,
voice?
Shakespeare.
I should just stick to painting and maybe not even do that because apparently that's awful too. Maybe I'll just go. And
But other than that, you're a worthwhile member of the team.
Apparently, people follow us for a reason, and I don't think it's me. So, yeah, tinfoil hat. I'm in the. I'm thinking. Right, I've lost my train now because I
just went on a self-deprecating rampage.
I was like, oh,
Went down a very dark hole and you've not come back out.
Just to sort myself.
Okay, tinfoil. Let's
tinfoil
go.
hat. So you've got someone that's come along. They've said we're going to change the website. I personally don't think it needed changing. There's nothing wrong with it, but potentially there's interface issues. There might be security issues. The queue system thing could be an issue. I think, and this has happened so many times at workshop, is they make apps for like the Varan Spire War Scroll create app to make you warband. They do like the Kill Team apps. They do that, but they're never finished. The Citadel Colour app, not really finished.
Yeah,
always full of flaws. Game systems come out full of flaws. What they've done.
Oh yeah, so that was another website, Citadel Colour. Sorry,
Citadel
apologies.
Colour. Yeah. So this is a trend that I've seen with workshop all the years I've been there, is as opposed to just waiting until it's definitely workable and not perfect. Nothing can be perfect, right?
Yeah.
There's always going to be flaws. There's always going to be something that no one's equated for or whatever. But for the most part, 90% of it is fine.
Yeah.
Then you release it.
Yeah.
It feels like they just went, oh, we're getting shouted at by the bosses. Just get it out. Just get it out. And get it out now. We can patch it later. It's like computer games companies.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
this all the time.
It feels like a PC game, doesn't it? Is you end up feeling like you're the buying it feels like you're the beta tester,
but
when you go, well, it shouldn't be.
But this is the thing: is like if there was no website, it makes sense, right, to get something out there. If there was a website and it was fine, maybe queuing was an issue. Just get it right before you do it.
Yeah,
yeah. Just keep running it in the background while you figure it out.
And having like tests and like getting a group of people.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm just projecting here.
And it's weird because some things have got better. Because when I ordered the 2 Warhammer Plus miniatures this year, it felt much.
Which I still need to do mine a conversion in mine.
Oh yeah,
I've not forgotten. Necromunda model.
They felt much easier to do than it did last year.
Okay, yeah.
So that worked. And I'll say it right now, I bloomin' love the 40k army builder.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. Don't get me wrong, I think it's helped them in the fact that now it's just 2 points units for,
Yeah.
But if you're taking 5 or you're taking 10, and you're not having to include prices of melter guns and 7 men instead of 5 or 10 men, so I think the maths has got easier for it. So I accept that the app's working better because it's not doing as much, but it's still good though.
Yeah.
It's still really good. And I just think you started to sort of edge towards doing a really good job on the computer, and then you release this and go, do you know what? We've been doing really well. Let's just kick that down and throw a rock through its window. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I played around with it after hearing all the noise and stuff, and the bare minimum I want to do is be able to find the product I'm after, look at some pretty pictures, and go, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But I can't look at all the pretty pictures because it keeps crashing.
Yeah.
And then the annoying thing is when you like click on one thing, go, oh, I might add that to cart and think about it, and then that just constantly follows you. It's like, are you sure you want this? You get the bar.
Yes, the bar.
Which it just gets in the way of everything.
And apparently, if you're on mobile, that's even worse.
Oh, really?
Because it takes up more real estate
on already small screen.
On a smaller screen. So you're like, just go away, and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And the way they're selecting pictures, you have to keep going, like clicking down, and they're like slightly bigger than the screen. Like the formatting of it really isn't very good. But yeah, it's fascinating. But yeah, so I was screenshotting lots of comments because they were making me giggle. But and people generally kind of like I don't think I saw one positive comment.
I've seen some really negative comments from very positive people.
Well, that's always a bad sign, isn't it?
And I'm not going to name names, but there's someone that I'm very fond of. That they are a great member of the community, and they weren't impressed. And I'm like, that says a lot, because you're normally quite positive about most things workshop, which is, I'm positive about workshop. Some people disagree because I have opinions that doesn't always align with their opinions, which is fine. But I've worked there 20 years. I've seen all the weird stuff that happens in the background and can make those comments because I'm allowed to. But yeah, when you see it from someone that you're just like, you're super positive about everything and now you really hate this, I was surprised.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to play with it.
Yeah,
have a go.
Yeah, that's it. So we've got here, again, some more dramatic readings. Maybe not so
No,
dramatic.
please.
But
We'll lubricate you with more 15-year-old Glenfiddich.
That it's so good.
It was.
Oh,
it's even better, I think, added into a sharp mug.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like I should just go march off over the hills and far away now.
Yes,
Or Beeston.
It's that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Somebody fetch me my musket.
I think you'll find it's a brown bess, but it's a musket. Then.
Yeah. No, I'm the guy in the rocket troop
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah.
the only good thing I can do is pretend that I'm cavalry to make all the French squish together.
There's still, I mean, that's
Yeah.
it. You've obviously seen Sharp's. Which one's that one? Oh, no.
I can't
is that
remember.
Sharp's company, Sharp's enemy?
Yeah, company maybe,
yeah.
because he has his little squad.
Yeah. That's a good
yeah.
episode, that.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the evil Frenchman. You know he's evil because he's got little round glasses.
Interesting fact. Sorry, we're moving away slightly
go on.
because we're sidetracking. That's what we do.
That's it.
British cavalry had heavy cavalry, light cavalry for a long
Really?
time. French obviously had heavy cavalry. Heavy cavalry, things like some of the dragoons, you get heavy dragoons. The French had like cuirassiers, which had the breastplate. So the life guards are counted as heavy cavalry. I think it's because they're bigger horses and they're chunkier men.
Oh,
light
right,
cavalry
okay.
tend to be like light dragoons and like hussars. The British didn't have lancers until the Crimean War.
Wow.
Which was like 1850,
Is a lancer
1854.
someone on a horse with a big stick?
With a lance, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think they got that idea from the French after the Napoleonic Wars. But yeah, lances wasn't a thing because in that they're like lances. So all the French officers are like, they've got lances. It's like the British never had lances until like later on, like the 50s.
Because of Sharp.
Because of Sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp made lances.
Yeah. We've all seen the documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, someone in the comments was like, actually, I think you'll find it was 1937. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Check,
1837, not
yeah.
1937.
Well, in your opinion, it was.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I remember, I think it was Dave was saying, because he's really big into his Crimean War stuff. He was like, oh, no, yeah, lances weren't a thing until then. I was like, oh, didn't know that.
Fascinating.
Go on
Sorry,
then.
Anyway,
Give us a
website.
dramatic,
More
yes.
dramatic
give us
readings.
a dramatic reading, Pat.
Yeah, some of these might not have been written in anger, but it's Facebook.
Make them sound like they are.
This is how I read all comments on the internet. I don't think this new site has been tested properly. It's terrible. Trying to find things now. Sorry, I put like a weird pause in there. GW, never in my life have I wanted to see only the first 12 of anything. Please add a show all. I legit want to see all 221 Space Marine items.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah, 100%. Will there be the inclusion of what paints are recommended for models? That was one of my favourite things of the old site. And as a beginner, it was always helpful to go back and plan. Not really happy with the site. Very clearly designed for those new to the hobby/brand, which is fine. But now it is harder to get what I want because there is so much new player stuff cluttering the site.
I love this voice.
Yeah.
Keep this voice.
Yeah.
Listen to it all day.
This one's great. This one's wonderful. I'm sorry, GW. Swing and a miss. For me. I
like sassy Pat.
Yeah.
Sassy Pat's great, Pat.
Yeah, I don't know whether I like dramatic Pat or sassy Pat more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we just keep pouring more whiskey in to get
Yes,
more?
You've probably got about another 7 or 8 characters in them if we keep pouring them enough whiskey.
I had half a crumpet for breakfast this morning, so that's gone straight.
Oh, you had breakfast? Oh my
straight
god!
into me, yeah. So sorry, GW, but a swing and a miss from me. I really preferred the old one. It was a lot easier to navigate and find things, especially when switching between game systems and settings. Again, I agree with all these people, but when are you releasing Warhammer? The old website with a square mouse pointer.
That's genius.
That'll come out when the old world comes out, I think.
So a bunch of comments about confusing to navigate, kind of hoping there'd be a restock associated with the update, too much clutter, it's confusing, and I want the rotatable pictures back. They were super helpful. That seems
they are.
like
The 360s are really useful.
that's been a staple of the website.
So,
like that's one of the reasons I go on it.
The cost of getting the 360 in was a lot of money because I was there when they got the 360 in.
It's
That-
a proper machine.
Yeah,
isn't
there
it?
was a lot of money. It was from a company called Spin Me, and they came in, set it all up, and
Tagline: right round, baby, right round.
See, I was going to say that was named Mike's sex tape.
but the time invested. Oh. I mean, you should have heard what Jeff was saying before we went live.
I can't remember. Let's not repeat it.
No, it's not. But yeah, so they got this company in to set up the 360. They spent a lot of money of like a photographer's time doing all the 360s.
It's someone's job to do the 360s, isn't it?
And it was at first very time intensive, but really well worth it. And certainly from like my point of view, when I was doing paint guides for the Warhammer TV, for customers that want to see a product and like see what the back of it looks like, because most product you only see the front. Sometimes you get the odd little box out with like a bit of a cloak or a bit of an item. So being able to see the whole model, and sometimes the top of the model.
Yes.
Yeah,
the new ones you can go over it, can't you? Yeah.
That's mad. So not having those included on launch is stupid.
Do you think they'll come back?
Oh, they
should do. Yeah. I think it's like that they wanted to launch. This is what it feels like. It needed to be launched by a certain point because someone was nagging from up high. It needs to be on here. Someone's gone, yes, we'll make that happen. Realised they can't make that happen. So just do it anyway, regardless of...
Yeah.
Because I've been there for 20 plus years. That happens every time.
Yes.
Someone commits and goes, yeah, we can do that. And then realises, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can someone help me? And everyone's like, why did you say yes? All the staff are like, why did you say yes to that? That is not possible in that time frame.
Sounds like Warhammer. It sounds like Warhammer TV.
But you know what it does remind me of is the Lego website. So the Lego website's pretty good, but when you go to like exclusives or new, you go to new.
Yeah.
So workshop, you go to load more, or you can view all, can't you, with workshop? If you click view all for Lego, it still only does a few, it doesn't do all of them. When you scroll down and you click on the Lego kit you want to look at, when you go back, it goes right to the start again. Which is really frustrating. I was like, oh my God,
how can you do that so wrong when you're now the biggest toy manufacturer in the world?
I know. I wonder if they've hired the same guy or gal.
the same team.
Imagine that was on his CV going, well, I did the Lego website. Hire him.
I say guy because ladies aren't that stupid.
No, generally not, no.
They're far more logical.
I think somebody will have gone, does it work? And they went, technically, yes. Okay, launch it.
You use the word yes, that'll do.
Yeah. I heard yes. I heard what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. Oh, someone else has said, their wish list is gone.
No way.
Yeah. 48 items on my wish list would be nice if I could get that list. Someone's
probably have to get regular things for the wedding now instead.
Yeah. I'd love that. Here's that wish list on Games Workshop. I would like a Warlord Titan, please. So
we're not using the John Lewis one for this wedding, love.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, if they're both hobbyists, that's great, right?
Perfect. That would be it.
Saves on the wedding toppers as well. You could just get like some painted minis.
Right.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. Somebody said, I don't like this at all. Also, I'm missing £100 in vouchers that were linked to my account. And then the Warhammer response was, oops, it looks like some nerdlings have found their way into Warhammer.com.
Do you know, it's one of the things I hate with Games Workshop is this thing of, I understand we play a fantasy and a science fiction fantasy game. I get it. But when we're buying things or doing stuff that is real world stuff, can that be treated actually like a? Do you know when I phone up and I'm put on hold? Hey, you're Pilgrim, and you're like, no.
Is that Simon's voice?
I don't know whose voice it is.
I think it is Simon's voice because he did that.
Night Questers are currently dealing. Like, no, your members of staff are dealing with. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never rang them up, so I didn't know that.
Don't ever ring up the HMRC website because their music is designed to make you put the phone down because it's high pitched and it's tinny and every now and again it goes like that. Yeah. So it's just like old folks with like hearing aids is going to be putting that phone down.
I feel like I want to go to Warhammer World and mount a complaint when I go in and go, hang on, he's not in a suit of armour.
Yeah,
because on the phone he said he was.
I mean, I will shout out the customer service department is great.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, the social media guys may need to take a leaf from that book.
Nergling's got into the system. This just go. No, put your big boy pants on and just admit that something's not right.
Really sorry. We'll put you in touch with customer service. We'll get that sorted.
Instead of saying this is broken, we're going to blame it on a fantasy small fat demon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go. No, just admit that something's not worked.
I mean, I only said half of the comment.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Don't worry, we've released Neve and her Black Talons to hunt them down.
Oh, for the love of God!
Any minor site issues will be fixed soon. It's people's money.
Yeah.
And Warhammer's really expensive. Like I feel like they're missing the mark.
Minor.
Yeah. So,
speaking of which, I need to get those Black Talons because they look mega. I've not seen the animated TV series, but
No.
but the figures look great.
Yeah.
So thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah, I hate that. I just hate this thing of like trying to comedy it off. It doesn't work for me.
Although I might buy them off Element because I don't think I want to buy them off the current website.
Well, the thing is I wonder how many people went, well, this is ridiculous. How do I buy my Space Marines? And then find out Element, Wayland, and others amongst them, I've got a website, and they go, hang on a minute, it's cheaper as well.
Oh, you know what? I've just remembered. I got the new before the website changed over. I ordered the new Necromunda book.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's not turned up. And that was 2 weeks ago.
Because it's showing us out of stock on the website.
Yeah, but I ordered it when it
now.
was in stock.
Oh.
So I wonder if it's. Oh, I need to check that with customer services because I wonder if because it won't have my order history.
Yeah, because apparently that's disappeared. Like, yeah. The one of the comments was.
Here's a screenshot of the money I spent on that book.
You'll have an email with a number on, won't you?
Yeah,
hopefully.
should do, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, no one's annoyed. As I said at the beginning, everything's fine. We'll sound the everything's fine alarm. I feel like it's the meme with the dog in the house on fire, and it's like, this is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Has Bella gone to sleep? Speaking of
Yeah,
dogs.
she's on the studio.
Bless.
We've just got a little fluffy cushion there now. Yeah.
Fluffy cushion.
Yeah. For our.
Well, to be fair to her, she's been awake 4 hours, so she obviously needs about
Yeah.
9 hours worth of sleep.
I'm going to try and remember the breed of your dog.
Okay.
Is it a Legato Romanolo?
Oh, well,
Romanolo.
that's right, yeah, that's right, a Legato Romanolo.
Yes. That sounds. That
A
just
water
sounds
dog from the Romana region.
I was going to
That's
say
right.
that sounds made up, but all words are made up. So.
Yeah. Wonderful. What? I'm happy about that.
A Lamborghini,
Yeah, a Lamborghini Alfa
roly-poly.
Romeo. That's what she is.
Yeah. No, she's a Bugatti. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. So what else have we been up to, chaps? We've obviously moved. We've all been a bit ill. We're kind of getting back.
Apologies for the illness. I do apologise. I don't think I was patient zero, but I still apologise.
I mean, what was? I'm gonna go back and find that pangolin and punch it in the face. That was patient zero, wasn't it? I think it was in a wet market or something like that in China. Is there because they store the different species on top of each other? Was that and then that helps cross contamination between species, and then it can jump to humans or something. I can't remember. That's my limited knowledge of.
No, or what we should have just done is just blame Naglings, because apparently
that's what you do. I mean,
sorry Pilgrim, sorry we've been off. Naglings infested the studio. Apparently that's an acceptable excuse.
Well, if I go back to my early days of retail, if I got ill, I was not allowed to be ill because Space Marines don't get ill, Jeff.
Oh, that's true.
Space Marines do not get ill.
If you've got one lung.
I've got 2 hearts.
Yeah, and
if
you've got 2 lungs full of COVID, that's fine because you've got your 3rd other lung that should be able to keep you going.
Yeah.
As a 20-something, you're like, oh yeah, Space Marines don't get ill. You're right, I should go in. Then you grow up and you're like, you're an idiot. Space Marines don't exist.
Yeah.
I got ill and I'm staying off, so I'm not worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. So it's always funny when I look back now, going, what an idiot for falling for that.
Yeah. I think there's a song that and it's what's it go? It's like that's some kind of abuse. I think it was number 1 at some stage.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so we moved.
We moved.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not finished. And you can't see me yet, but I built, I want to say Gabrielle. Dreams can come true. No, different Gabrielle.
It's funny because if you change heads, he has got one where he's got a wonky eye.
He has, yeah.
So he could be Gabrielle.
Could be Gabrielle. Get an eye patch for him. But yeah, he's great. So thank you to a fellow friend for donating the model that they got donated to. There was some gluing required because it was a little bit trash, but he's huge. He is, I think, 1 to 4th scale, I believe, is the scale. So pretty big. Quarter scale is probably. I mean, if that's a Space Marine, that's quarter scale. They're tiny, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it might be 1 to 4th scale of a regular human.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
maybe 1 to 8th of a Space Marine.
Yeah.
Is he in Terminator armor?
He's in Cataphracti armor.
So maybe
people
1 to 9th then, maybe.
a few people have been asking me on Instagram like where it's from, and I was like, it was from licensing. They got rid of it because it was damaged. The actual company that made it, I couldn't tell you. It was done for Dawn of War as a promo thing, and I think you could buy it. It was like 1,500 quid.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. So
Lordy.
I don't know why I'm surprised at that, but yeah.
I mean, it's impressive, but
Yeah.
I won't pay that.
Tell you what, talking of figures, I'm really looking forward to see what Weta are going to release.
Yeah, they're doing 6-scale stuff. Is that right? Was it?
I don't know what the scale is. I missed that bit.
Was it? Oh, because there was a.
So Asmus, there's a company called Asmus that does 1 to 6 scale figures, and they do a Gandalf and an Aragorn. There's been a lot of like Lord of the Rings characters in the past from different companies, but Asmus are quite high-end 1/6 scale figures, and Gandalf's got rooted hair, and it's all like proper curly, and like it just looks really. I mean, it's like 300 quid for the Gandalf, but you look at the model, you're like, that looks like Ian McKellen, and that looks like Ian McKellen's hair, not sort of pissy wizard hair. That looks a bit weird. But it looks really legit, and Aragorn looks really good too.
Was that? But Weta aren't going to just do Lord of the Rings, are they? They're
Maybe,
doing
I don't know.
what they're doing for Games Workshop. Are they doing actual?
Because there was a video
I see.
released.
Yeah, they doing 40k in fantasy, or I don't know. I don't-
I
Amazing.
think it seems like because they showed pictures of a chainsword.
Oh right, cool.
Oh no, okay. So Warhammer is already known for making the best fantasy miniatures in the world, and now its legendary
If
characters
they do
will
say so
step
themselves.
from the tabletop into a brand new series of 1/6 scale premium statues by Weta.
Oh wow! Oh, so statues, not figures. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. So they won't be posable
No,
or
no,
anything.
no.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, normally if you go to like Sideshow or Hot Toys, they'll say if it says statue, then you know it's just like it comes as it is.
I'd love to see Hot Toys get a 40k license.
Yeah, there's one at the moment. I can't remember the company. They've done a Deathcore Krieg. It's on pre-order at the minute. It like on one of the websites, it was like 100 quid, and it looks really good. But it's not at all licensed by Workshop, so that was interesting.
Do you remember that other one? Who was it made that other one? That was like an
Cadian.
action size Cadian.
That was Green Wolf, and I don't know if because I don't think they exist anymore because they did a lot of Modern Warfare like weapon sets for 1/6 scale figures and some Modern Warfare figures. Then they randomly did the Cadian, which was a Cadian officer,
wasn't it? Yeah.
But I don't know if it ever got made.
It's a shame. I remember seeing it and thinking it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it did look pretty
Yeah, it
cool.
looked
But
all right. And it came with like a
haven't
nice
seen
range
it.
of.
I'll have to see if I can.
Yeah,
For
it came with
what
a
you-
nicer range of stuff. Like could give him a power fist and stuff and a sword and
for
pistol
what you
and all that
get and the cost of the figure, I don't think was worth it.
stuff. Yeah, okay.
Because if you go
was he
to,
was he like Hot Toys price?
I would say Hot Toys are cheaper in comparison.
Oh wow!
I would rather get a Hot Toys like Star Wars figure.
You've got a few, haven't you?
A lot of them are custom ones that I've made myself. There was a Red Sonja I got years ago. If you're looking, go on eBay and like loose websites, you can make your own, and they still just look just as good. But yeah, I've got a couple.
Haven't you got some GI Joe ones?
I've got G.I. Joe ones, yes.
Yeah,
So that was the time Sideshow in like the mid to like 2010 plus. They did a lot of G.I. Joe characters. Some new ones coming out now, but they were kind of based off the cartoons, but more modernized to look like Modern Warfare troops. And you got so much stuff for them. And at the time, they're like 70 quid, which at the time seemed a lot of money in comparison to like 250 now. But you get like all the webbing, which opens because you get your little bag belt buckles.
Yeah.
You get little tiny belt buckles that
They
open.
function.
And you get water canteens that go in it, pouches for your magazines. So if you got like a Cobra Trooper and you had something that looked like an AK-74, you get a mag that goes in it and then about 6 other mags that go in pouches.
Wow.
A knife that went in a pouch, grenades that went in set pouches, like goggles, mask, helmet, all removable, interchangeable hands.
I've got
pretty good.
I've got a Boba Fett, and the pistol has got like as with a lot of pistol holsters, has the loop going over the top of it. The loop has the tiniest magnet.
Oh,
So
cool.
when it goes over, it literally magnets into place. So and the tool, that weird thing he has of the tools in the front of his pockets on his shins.
Yeah.
All them can come out.
Yeah, I really like that stuff when you get all those little niggly bits that you can pull out. And
Yeah.
all these stuff with.
Cool. Let's see if I can lose them.
Easily lost for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what will. I assume the first thing that will come out of Weta. I mean, there'll obviously be a Space Marine. like
I think that's a good. I think that's a solid guess. That,
yeah,
Pat.
but like
definitely
I wonder
think
if they'll and maybe what like Acadian
Or an orc.
Yeah,
Gotta get
like
an
do
orc
you think
in there.
they'll get like one of the biggest factions? Do you think they'll do any characters? I wonder what they'll do.
Characters would be a good way to do it, wouldn't it? I think.
So maybe instead of like here's a generic Space Marine, they go like here's Gilliman
Yeah,
or
it makes
Calgar
sense.
or
Because I mean, if you like look at the Lord of the Rings statues they've done, it's obviously based on characters, not like random Gondorian. It's
Yeah.
it's like you know
Yeah.
Denethor or Faramir or Boromir or whatever. But then maybe they did do like random characters. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to get a statue that's that costly, I don't want random guy that dies in scene 1.
No.
I want
No.
big ass character that survives to the end.
Well, I would quite like random guy that dies in Pelennor Fields because I'd be like Silesium.
He's missing an arm. It's Michael.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I forgot where to
Yeah.
be doing stuff for workshop.
How much are the Lord of the Rings ones?
What the 6 scale figures?
Yeah.
So the Asmus ones for Gandalf is like 350
Oh, yes, you did say,
quid.
sorry, yeah.
I'm not sure how much Aragorn is. You can get other company ones. Again, can't remember the names of them, but they retailed when they first came out like 150. Because 6 scale figures are expensive because of
Yeah.
all the manufacturing and the paintwork. This is what people forget because they look at it and go, that's expensive for an Action Man doll. It's like, no, all their faces are individually painted
Oh, like hand
by an
pencils.
artist to look like the actors.
Are the Hot Toys? I think the first one of them where I became aware of Hot Toys that literally stopped me in my tracks was when I seen Iron Man with no helmet on. He went, Jesus Christ, that's like photo perfect Robert Downey Jr. Literally, because the other thing as well, they're not painted in eyes. The eyes are like a little glossed piece of plastic that are then inserted. So there's a depth.
Oh no, some are painted.
Oh, some painted.
Some are painted. You get removable eyes.
Yeah.
You get ones that have like painted eyes.
Yeah.
And then do all the iris and stuff like that. I mean, you look at even like the heads are like quite chunky, like that kind of size. And you look at the eyeballs and the iris, you're like, blooming out, that is some artistic skill. Because I look at them from an arty point of view, and I appreciate. Even like you look at the clothing, they weather the clothing with like airbrushing and dry brushing as well.
Oh yeah,
So
well,
battered.
the Boba Fett I've got from sort of like we're talking about them the shin tools downwards. He starts to fade into like it becomes like more oily than the further it gets to
what I do like. So going into the Star Wars vein is they've got Tamira Morrison as Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And you get like a set that has like him in his battered armor when he gets it back from Mando's Razor Crest, and then him in his like Boba Fett sort of black outfit.
Yeah.
But then what they do is you got like the clone versions of Django. Or Boba. And you have like Rex. But because it's based on animated, they've made it look like real life. So they've taken Tamira Morrison to look like Rex. Then you get the Bad Batch, which like they have like elements of Tamira Morrison in it. You're like, oh, I can see it.
That's my only dislike is the fact is that I struggle to tune into the Bad Batch ones because you've taken someone who's never been an actual human-faced character and made them look like a human when you go, but their features are very animated features. So, and it's like you look at them and you go, well, it's blatantly who it's meant to be, but it looks weird because they now look a bit real.
It's kind of like they look like the animated, but they also look real. Which is,
it's
really...
like you know what I mean. It's like it's almost as if the Bad Batch did exist in a movie and then they animated them afterwards. The way the Hot Toys look, you know.
Yeah,
I think my favourite Star Wars one is not got him, but it's like, you know, finally one day I will get him, is the Clone Wars version of Anakin, because he's got all his like Clone Wars armor and his like robes. So it looks so good, but his face, obviously it's Hayden Christensen, but it's got the long hair and it just looks like Clone Wars era. But they've recently brought out Padme from Attack of the Clones. My God, it's so eerily Natalie Portman. You've just literally got a mini Natalie Portman in your shelf. I think she's like 190 quid, but she's not out yet. But she has movable eyes, so you can like reposition the eyeballs into different positions.
Could you
can make her go both out if you wanted to.
Yes, you're pussy looking out, Natalie. Their stuff's good. I think my holy grail in Hot Toys would be. They do Biker Scout on bike, don't they?
Yeah.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can at the moment if you go to
cheap, like,
KG Hobby, because I always look at them because they often have discounts. You can get Scout Trooper without bike for £100.
Wow.
Which is reduced from 170, and most places, if you look on like eBay or the others, they're like 200 quid.
Well, the guy
So you
who,
get it at half price, Jeff. You can get a Scout for half price.
Don't
Yeah.
encourage me. The guy who I got the Boba Fett from, he said, do you want me? He said, I'll show you something cool. So I'm at the door, and he went, I'll show you something cool. And he walked away, and he come back, and he went, close your eyes. And I went, all right. And then he went, open them, and he had a correct scale Grogu.
Oh wow! Okay,
A correct scale. It looked like it was going to start moving.
Yeah.
It was, and I said to him, I
What,
said,
like full size?
yeah, so it was
Oh,
actual
right, yeah.
size,
Yeah.
and obviously, they've obviously put them in from behind, the eyes,
Yeah.
and the eyes were all like layers and layers of plastic because of all this thing. And I said, God, it literally looks like it's looking right into your soul, doesn't it? He goes, yeah. And he says, I'll show you a really cool thing. Hidden under the skin was a magnet, so you could put the metal ball in his hand. Do you remember when he was obsessed with that?
yeah.
You could put it in it, and all the clothing is all stitched, and it looked literally like someone had put
like a movie prop.
Yeah, someone put the puppet down and gone, oh, that's a puppet from the movie. You from the show, you go, oh yeah, blatantly, and it's just this.
I like when they do the hidden magnets because, like the Mandalorian jetpacks are like magnetized to their bodysuits.
Yeah,
so you
oh,
just
that's
take
cool.
it off and then magnetizes on. Cobra, I still can't work out where the magnet is, but Cobra Commander from the Sideshow ones, G.I. Joe figures.
Yeah.
He has a cape that doesn't like tie on it. He's got like these two like little clasps, and it just magnetizes onto him. I'm like, where is the magnet?
That's really
I
cool.
can't find. It's not in his jacket. It's not in his t-shirt underneath and his shirt. It must be somewhere in his body, and it must be a really powerful magnet.
That's good.
But it's just really cool. It's just like you just get these two little clasps and a really nice flowing black cloak, and it just like magnetizes just to there and to there.
So you never know. Then one day, well, maybe you never know. You might get Hot Toys 40k if the TV shows get off the ground,
I hope so. Yeah.
or the movies get off the ground.
Yeah,
So
you
we're
never know.
going with that'd be cool.
So I keep getting muddled up with Joy Toy and Hot Toy.
Yeah, so Joy
Yeah.
Toys does
Yeah,
the
the-
1 to 18th scale.
Yeah.
I think 1 to 18th, yeah.
And it's weird, isn't it? Because Hot Toys and what do you say the other one's called?
Sideshow
Sideshow.
Collectibles.
They literally are like they produce the same thing, don't they?
Yeah.
It's really out.
I would say Hot Toys. We've mentioned him before on the channel when we've done like when I was doing the Shatterpoint video. Justin's Collectibles. He does a lot of reviews on everything. He does third-party ones. He does Hot Toys, and a lot of the Sideshow ones are quite dated in comparison to like the Hot Toys ones. So he brings up Hot Toys clones, sideshow clones, and it's miles difference in like quality.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't.
Sorry, we moved from miniatures to like action dolls.
Well, no, because I was going to say like I don't know if say like where bringing out Cisco statues and stuff like I don't know if it interests me.
I'll have to bring one in.
And I'm
I'll
not-
have to bring in my because I did this with
Dogs
James
off.
and Dan from Warhammer TV, the photographers.
Yeah.
We love James and Dan, and I brought in my oh my god, I forget, it's Bruce Willis from G.I. Joe Retaliation, and it just looks like Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And James was hooked. He's like, I need one of these in my life, and he's just been looking at like all the Modern Warfare characters because you can get
right.
like Lone Survivor. You can get. Oh god, what's the actor in Lone Survivor?
Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you. I keep wanting to say Matt Damon, but it's not.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, you get literally the Lone Survivor dude that looks like Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
And it's uncanny.
Yeah, because I maybe I'd like get an Arnie one from like Predator or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like that is like a big part of like my childhood and growing
There
up.
was
and,
Commando and Predator versions of them. Yeah,
and like watching movies with my dad, and that would be like a nice sort of memento of that. But I don't know if like I don't know. I think I like miniatures
yeah.
because they're miniatures. Like I don't know if having a Space Marine on a bigger scale
You don't want a bigger check.
interests me. Yeah,
I think it has to be something you really want though. So the first
Yeah.
one I ever got was the G.I. Joe ones because I'm always a fan of G.I. Joe. And I got Cobra Commander, no, Baroness, then Cobra Commander. And then just, there was a couple of like eBay auctions where normally they're like 120 quid. And I was able to get them for like far cheaper than that. Like in some places, like 30. It felt like robbery. And like Liz would be like, how much was that? I was like, that was 30 quid. She's like, are you sure? I was like, yes, it was. It was like,
Honestly.
because people just like weren't bidding on them or they didn't write the name properly or they didn't like, it wasn't, I just timed it right. And I still feel like I robbed these people because they are worth a lot of money now. But you have to pick it if you like it.
Yeah.
It means nothing if it's just a random figure. If it's something you've always liked, I mean,
Yeah.
I eventually made my own Red Sonja because Red Sonja is like really hard to get hold of now. And there's a company called TB League which do like mostly female and sometimes male sort of sword and sorcery characters. So they're usually scantily clad or whatever, like in like bikini armor, boob armor, groin
just the
armor.
male ones?
That's it. That's just the male ones. Yeah, absolutely. But they started getting like more into like some of the comic characters and stuff. So they did like Red Sonja.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've always liked Red Sonja as a character. I wish they did like Conan, but there are a couple of third companies that do.
I've got to be
Conan.
honest, I've always liked, and don't get me wrong, everyone loves Arnie Schwarzenegger Conan, but I always loved the way they drew him with like the quite deep, dark set eyes, and that he looked quite.
With the
he
Frank
looked quite,
Frazetta art, just
he looked really, really feral, didn't he? Yeah, it was really well done.
Very Neanderthal sort of brow to him.
It's cool. So so if they bring, we'll see what Weta do. I'll look forward to it. But like I say, I'm a bit like you. It's not something I'm hugely interested in. But they'll then release it and you go, oh my good God, I'm going to have that in my life.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that.
It just become a bit of a, I guess, a habit after a while of like, oh, that's cool, I'll get that one. Oh, I've got a collection now.
So the only one I ever wanted was Boba Fett, and the reason was because it is, and I accept arguably my favourite science fiction costume of all time.
Yeah. It's the first time we saw Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they do, and I know now, I think it's Hot Toys, do Boba Fett where he comes with all of the gear, so you can do Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, because obviously there's a big costume change between the two.
They do prototype Boba Fett as well in the white.
Oh, in the white,
and they do like one called Arena where he's all in black.
Yeah, which is one of the comics.
Yeah.
Because Boba Fett's armor is gauntlet change color between the movies.
Oh,
because they basically, name dropping, I asked Jeremy Bullock at a convention once, said, why was there a change of your gear? And he went, the honest answer is, he said, they lost it. And then he says, and when they remade it, he went, oh, let's have a look at it in red. And he went, all right, we'll go with that. So a lot of it, loads of stuff went missing, because obviously his gun changes between Empire and Jedi as well. Yeah, so
I never noticed this, ever.
Yeah, there's a few things, and his
like
jetpack's different.
Vader, his armour changes in every movie.
Oh, every blooming film, doesn't it? Yeah.
And the stormtroopers change a little bit. And stuff
Scout
like
troopers,
that.
Mandalorian scout troopers are very different to Return of the Jedi scout troopers.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that. Breastplate, armour joints.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I didn't know that until
and
recently.
I like scout troopers, I never noticed that.
Yeah, so the breastplate for Return of the Jedi is different to Mandalorian, and some like the shoulder pads and some of the knee pads. Because someone said like they put the knee pads upside down, but it was actually just a different knee pad. I mean, I'm sure I get corrected in the comments, but Hot Toys mimic what they see in the show.
Yeah.
And you look at the two side by side, because I was recently watching the Scout Trooper review of like the Hot Toys one, and it puts up the Mando version.
Yeah.
And they were very different from each other. I was like, I didn't realise that.
I think if I was getting a trooper now, I think I'd really like one of the models of the. I like them short troopers. I think they're very cool.
Yeah, the short troopers are cool.
Really
cool.
From Rogue One?
Yeah.
From Rogue One, yeah.
I've always wanted, and they're not. I don't think they've done it. I always liked the Navy trooper, the Empire Navy trooper, the one with the massive helmet, and the black outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I always thought they looked pretty cool and sinister, and I've always wanted to see that outfit. But all they've ever done is done the helmet on Princess Leia's base for Return of the Jedi with Wicket. They've never actually made. They've done like Death Star gunners and stuff like that, but they've never done like the Navy trooper.
Yeah.
Hello. We're awake again. Did you have a good nap? Yes. Oh, good. Glad you had a good nap.
Yeah. I mean, like we do, the third microphone's over there.
Play with the microphone. Go and waffle.
The fourth one.
You can talk. You can talk to the audience. Talk to the audience.
Yeah.
So I was just going to go on to the last thing about Sideshow. They did start scraping the barrel for ideas for stormtroopers. Have you ever seen some of the stormtroopers they've done? They've done like the ones in, you get porcelain sort of like bowls that have all like the blue willow pattern.
Oh yeah, like the Dutch design.
The Chinese sort of style.
Yeah.
They did like a stormtrooper with that. They've done like a Christmas stormtrooper. They've done like chrome and bronze and gold. I'm just like, you're scraping the barrel for ideas now, aren't you?
Mexican Day of the Dead stormtrooper.
I mean, why would you want a porcelain designed with like blue patterning?
You're looking at your stormtrooper on your shelf and you go, do you know what? He's great, but if he looked like a plate, he'd be so much better.
I mean, my gran likes stormtroopers and plates, so let's get that.
Let's see if we can put her with a collection on her Welsh dresser and see how long it is before she notices she's got a
Welsh
stormtrooper.
dresses, I've not heard that for a long time.
Oh, that's a good advert right there. It's like, do you like Star Wars? Cuts to someone. Yes. Do you use plates? Yes.
And this is the model for you. Porcelain Stormtrooper, get it now.
Oh, amazing.
I don't know if I mentioned it on any of the chats, but I know I briefly talked about it on live streaming, but SUMPCON. I went to that.
Was it good?
It was very good. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't there all day as I intended to be because of the flooding. Because driving to Belper was interesting from Derby. Even like with all the floods, it was still quite sort of like that's going to rise quite high up if I don't get home soon. But the event itself was great. Really nice sort of venue. Lots of like really nice boards as well. They had loads of like laser cut scenery and stuff. It was a really nice place to play. But it was just a really good event. Arbiter Ian was there. That was good. Catching up with him. So played a shootout with him, which was tense. He brought the cops.
Oh,
I had the ashes. I spent ages like I'm not very gamey, but I decided I want to minimise the rules for me. So most of my ashes I had a las gun, a las pistol and a sword, or 2 swords. Less for me to think about.
Yeah.
And I did one issue I called Red Sonja, and she had 2 swords. And in the end, because she got some skills, one of them is I think counter attack, and one called Rain of Blows. That I could, if he misses me, I can then turn those into attacks. I had 9 attacks against one of his coppers and missed with everything. And I was like, I've got 9 attacks here. How can I possibly fail? This is going to be amazing. Missed with it all. So I really screwed up the day. I don't think I won a single game.
He's a lovely guy, Arbiter.
He is. He's great.
He's nice company.
I played against a guy
I don't know
called...
if he's abroad now. I think he might be, isn't he?
He's doing a lot of theatre-based stuff.
Yeah, I think he might be going over to... I think he might be over to in Australia at the moment, maybe.
Lucky man. Into Aussie land. But there was a table next to us. I was playing a guy called Kieran who used to work for Workshop. A lovely guy. He used to spend hours playing like games with him, like because I made my James Bond game up and stuff. And used to play
of course,
that. And he was like, I couldn't get tickets for SUMPCON. I was like, we'll get some tickets. We'll get it sorted. I got him down there. And I played against him, and there was a bit where because he'd done a Venator's warband, which is like bounty hunters basically. You just make what you want. You can do what you want. And he'd made a warband of those. No, it was Outcast. So I tell her, like, it was an Outcast warband. And he had this Ogrin guy, which is just dropping it. What is that thing called? It's not a ball.
It's a Kong.
A Kong.
Sorry if you could just hear this rubber ball bouncing.
And there's one bit where we're playing this game, and he's got this Ogrin. And I'm bending down to get my rule book out because there's something I need to check for like a special rule. And he said something about, he's wearing a lizard suit. And I was like, why is he wearing a lizard suit? Because you got loads of new war gear in the book. And all I can imagine is those inflatable like T-Rex.
That'd be
so I'm like laughing my head off. Like, why is he wearing?
That's a figure you'd buy, isn't it?
So I was laughing my head off. He realised I said lizard suit. He meant hazard suit. He said hazard suit. I heard lizard suit. So we're having this massive like moment where we're just like in tears of laughter because we're massive miscommunication. Because we both imagine these inflatable T-Rexes. And the tables next to us just like looking at us like, what? So you know when you try and explain the in-joke to someone else, and they're just like,
you've got to be there.
He said hazard, but I thought he said lizard.
I just imagine like this Ogrin running around in a lizard suit around the underhide. It just makes no sense. But yeah, we had fun. It was a blast. I really enjoyed it. It was a good event. Try next year.
Yeah.
Bring the Delax, bring the corpse grinders.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
No, very much looking forward.
I'm going to try and play. I want to see what it's going to be like in Necromunda as well because with Arbiters because I've got 10 of them now as well, so they're quite cool.
Just use them as the cops, Palanite enforcers.
Yeah, just use. I think the loadouts you can load them out exactly the same as well. So
and also you got the Venator rules from the Book of Peril, so you can always look at that and just use those rules instead.
Yeah, that's true.
You could do anything with them. Really. Every model is a Necromunda model.
Absolutely,
and that character you got from Warhammer plus the vampire count will make a Outcast noble, I think.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. That's a good shout.
So I'll do an Outcast warband at some point.
So I'm trying to think what else I've had since we've done all the show. Space Marine Codex, got a new Codex. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Quite liking that. All the different variants of Task Force that you can take are decent.
I've heard like generally positive things about
that.
Yeah,
it's been pretty good, to be fair. It did shoot me down a little bit because remember a while back I said to you, even though I'll use a Primaris miniature and a bike, I'd like to make Captain on a bike.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to make Captain on a bike. Got to the new Codex, they took Captain on a bike out of it. I thought, that saved me a job. Yeah.
So. They removed it?
Yeah, they removed it. Yeah, he's gone over to Legends.
Oh, right. Is it an old model?
Yeah, because there's no Primaris Captain on a bike.
Oh, yes.
They've just done away. So they've done away with it.
Which I find weird.
Well, the fact that you've got a chaplain on a bike.
So how do you do White Scars?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, the one, I mean, this used to be a bugbear of mine, is like, you'd buy Drakari, Dark Eldar, call them Dark Eldar. You get Dark Eldar, right? You get your Raider, fits 10.
Yep.
So you either put your 10 Witch Elves in it, or you put your 10 Kabalite Warriors in it, or Racks if you want to.
Yeah.
Then you get your Venom, can carry 5. So you put 5 Witches in it, or 5 Kabalites in it, whatever. But then you have to buy a separate one for just an Archon or a Succubus. I was like, why can't you have 11 so you can put your Lord in there and some troops, or 6, put your Lord in there and some troops?
Yeah.
Because that's what you do with like Razorbacks. It can carry 6, so you can put like a command squad in there and a captain, or you can you get like Land Raiders, which can carry 20, so you can put a squad in there plus extras. It's 20 Marines, isn't it?
No, 12.
Oh, 12. Oh.
Yeah, they've.
Does smell
To be
good.
fair to them, they have now upped occupancies in vehicles, because now pretty much the way they want you to play it now is to apply characters to squads.
Yeah.
So they have sort of tried to go, right, well, if this guy normally comes in a 5-man crew, make sure it can carry 6, because you might have something attached
be
to it.
comfy.
So they have sort of jiggled that about
That's
a bit
good,
to try and so hopefully when you see a Dark Eldar Codex.
Well, I've heard that now with the Dark Eldar,
Well,
they have done that.
they've
But that
fixed
used to be a big bugbear of mine in
Yeah.
early days. But the thing that, going back to my point, is like the one thing you'd expect from so Drakari is fast moving stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it was always like you'd end up having like all your stuff in fast moving vehicles apart from your Lord who's walking through the webway.
Yeah.
So everyone else is like flying in jets and he's like, oh, I'm walking again. It's the same with the White Scars. Why is there no commander on bike?
Yeah.
Why is he
Well,
always
yeah,
walking?
absolutely right.
Why is
It's
he always
ridiculous.
walking?
Yeah,
I
it's
never
ridiculous.
get it. It really, it's just a big bugbear of mine.
Are you being a pain?
We talk about
Yes.
making narrative thematical armies.
Yes.
You can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You can't make
yeah.
your thematical army, because it's like, I've got all these cool guys that can speed around the battlefield, apart from the Lord who's like,
I'll walk.
I'll walk again, shall I?
Yeah.
How long's that bike going to be in the garage for?
It's always in
Yeah,
for
so,
repair.
yeah, I think all of that. I think, I and I think they'll probably catch up. But I do think all of that's a bit silly that you go and, especially, you're right, for specific things, like if you are a White Scar player, that you can't make a captain on a bike.
No.
Yeah.
And then other weird things is like, they've made everything under the sun variant of how to have a Space Marine lieutenant, but you're not getting one in Terminator armor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Did
you know
the
what I mean?
Deathwatch Overkill set, do you remember that? It was the Deathwatch set for their box game with the Gene Silicals.
Yeah, I remember that coming out.
Was the White Scot on a bike in that? I believe he was.
Oh, he might be actually, yeah.
Which I
in
always
the
thought
old-
was really weird, driving around
Yeah.
interiors of like an old factory. But sod it, why not?
I like the idea of being on a bike and being really smug while your mates next door to you are all walking.
I need to find this out. I need to find this out now.
I mean, I can imagine,
memory
like,
serves.
yeah, like you say, like they were like, okay, White Scars, we're going into battle. Captain, you're walking. And then later, they're like, okay, it's a stealth mission in this factory. And he's like, yeah.
Well, it sounds like the rocket launcher with this sniper scouts.
Oh, do you know,
Always
do you know, I'm glad that I never played, because I was, when I played 40k previously.
He's on a bike.
Is
He's on a
he?
bike. Everyone else is walking, but the White Scar guy is on a bike, which is thematical.
Yeah. So I missed sniper squads because when I played 40k first time round, the scouts just joined an ordinary unit, and then in my absence they went, right, we're going to do sniper groups, and then so you go and you get 4 snipers and a man with a missile launcher. You go, that's stealthy.
Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose it's when it
And they've
goes
got rid of
loud.
them as well now. So there's no sniper squads in the in 10th
Maybe they'll
edition.
update them with the new styles, hopefully.
Yeah.
Give you more weapon options.
They speaking of bikes, they announced the Christmas boxes.
And it's all fast attack, isn't
And
it,
it's
for
all,
Marines?
there's 15 jump pack intercessors.
Oh, wow.
The captain, and then you've got 3 bikes and the ATV. Like
Yeah,
the
that's a White Scars set.
Yeah.
Mario Kart double dash.
Yeah, well, if only I had a captain on a bike.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose the
Yeah.
captain's flying, so it's still fast. So that's
Yeah,
something.
I've said that would make it even more funny that it's all jump packs apart from the captain who's now on a bike.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? I just can't catch a break.
It's like, okay, guys, we're going to deploy into the battlefield. How are we doing it? We're just jumping out the ship. What? I've got a bike. Ah, it's your problem, mate. Just
But
you're a Space Marine.
I've got to be honest, I like this whole thing of going, anyone can play any task force, but if you have got an army painted a particular way that had a trait of how they played, we're still there for you.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're stealthy and you've got Raven Guard, there's a stealth one. If you're a gun line, the Imperial Fist, and Ultramarines.
Is that? Do you think they'll release Codex supplements? Or
I
not?
think they will. I think a lot of the chapters will still end up with codexes because they have specific miniatures.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Blackwatch. Scottish Regiment. That'd be cool in addition. But Black Templars have a codex because they have sword brethren.
Yeah.
They have
Castellans,
They have Castellans. They have different.
A sword brethren in the Space Marine Codex?
No.
Right.
They're only in. And Crusader squads, which aren't a Space Marine thing either. They are a Black Templar thing. So if your unit has a specific way of doing things, then like Dark Angels are blatantly going to get a codex. A, because they've got the Lion.
Yeah.
They'll gonna get, because they've got Deathwing,
Yeah.
and then they've also got Ravenwing.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get a codex. Blood Angels will get a codex because again they have specific.
Death
they
Company,
have
Central
specific
Guard.
units that are only are unique to them.
Yeah.
So I think I think what'll happen is unless your Marine army doesn't have a unique unit, you'll probably stay with the normal codex, and if you do, you'll get a supplement.
Can I ask a noob question?
Go for it.
If you have a Black Templar army and you bought loads of the new ones, can you play them in 10th? Do they have cards for the Sword Brethren and Hellbrecht?
Yeah, there is. You're still on the index cards for Black Templars,
okay, right.
but they will in due course get a. But the really interesting thing is that obviously the Black Templars take vows, so they do things a little bit differently to the standard Marines. So they do all of that, but then you can still apply one of the task forces to them as well. It's not they go, oh, they're only locked into playing this way. You can still take all their vows and their unique ways of playing, but then they can still go, we're going stealth, or we're going fast on bikes, or we're going to do this. So they can still, so you can still lean into the other ways as well. So it's made them very.
So the 9th Codex still works for the 10th rules. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, no, because they've done away with that completely. But the Black Templars have the index cards for all their unique units and their unique ways of because they do vows instead. So they do this. They take this vow, which means like they hit +1 in combat and this, that, and the other. But then in the Codex, they can still take all the different task force ways of playing, so they can still stealth it, or they're not stuck with just playing one particular way, which I thought was quite. It's an extra level of. I thought it was quite cool.
Where'd you get the index cards from then?
Well, you can't even really get them anymore, can you?
Oh, right, okay.
I think they turned up for about 10 minutes and they're gone now, and so now you
waiting for
you have to rely on the app. Which, funnily enough, guess what? Is on a subscription. Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I was in Warhammer World the other day with Pat, and I still seen a lot of the index cards.
Normally, if you go to the shops, you find it's just online, isn't it?
I get the impression, from what I understand, that they're not printing anymore.
Yeah.
What was printed is that's it.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's the same with like the Necromunda gang tactics cards and stuff like that. That's like a limited print.
Yeah.
Usually you find there's always some in the shops, but once they're sold out online, you're never going to get them again. So you have to go to a shop.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the guys at SUMPCON. They're like, "Yeah, you can't get these ones anymore unless you go onto eBay and like spend like 30 quid for one set." I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
Wow.
Madness.
Just get those cards and laminate them so they're always in perfect condition.
Absolutely right. You might be right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But that's so bad. The Codex. I bought Stengard, the proper 5 as opposed to 5, and then
what's that kit like in compared to the push
loads
fit
of
one?
good stuff on it. It's nice that I not use them because they've gone pure Primaris, but I like the fact that they've done some of the Stengard guys still are wearing like Mark 8 helmets and things like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And they can have them. You can give them combis or you can give them bolters, and it will give you all of the variants to do all of them, which is quite cool.
I like that because they're all the Sternguard. They're all Primaris, aren't they? Like that scale.
Yeah.
But then they have like the old helmet on. Do you think when you cross the Rubicon, does your head get bigger? Does he have to get that like? Did he have to get
Apparently
it
not. If you
a
can
bit?
still get your old helmet on.
Yeah. So yeah,
Maybe the bigify the helmets.
Maybe they do.
They
but-
bigify them.
Bigify.
Yes,
That's-
yeah.
I would imagine then they're thinking of like marine helmets where they go, I want to keep my own helmet being like Rex from Clone Wars. It's been cut off and a bit of another one added to it.
Oh yeah.
Big weld line.
I always
through
wonder
the middle of it.
what it was about his helmet from like, because there's elements of like phase 1 and phase 2 that he was like, I really like the respirator on phase 1, but I really like the dome bucket on phase 2. I'm always like, what is it about that part of the helmet that you really like? Is it like lucky? I don't think it's ever explained.
No, it's not.
He just does it.
I didn't even realise for the
Yeah, he's
longest
got a big
time
weld
that
through
was
it,
a
hasn't
he? Yeah.
thing, and then one of you guys pointed it out.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
of course, it's welded. Is that like workable for space?
Oh yeah, will it? Does it?
I
mean,
seal
That's what
properly?
I love about this show is we ask the real questions, don't we?
I mean, I got to know this
Yeah.
because they're all like sealing units, like stormtroopers and like
Yeah,
clone
yeah.
troopers. They can survive in space with their helmets and their gear.
Yeah.
But Rex is like compromised the integrity of that helmet now.
It's space welding.
Space
welding.
Yeah,
Ah.
space welding.
That's
See, I
fine.
knew,
Yeah.
I knew you'd know, Pat.
Yeah, Pat knows.
Yeah.
He's seen enough Mandalorian to know how it
He
works.
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought I've given in and done, which as much as it kills me, jump pack Marines on
Tactical rock.
on precariously small tactical rocks.
Oh, nice.
Because
Oh,
I hate it. I hate them being on two toes stood on a bit of rock. I hate it. But I'll put them together. I've just put a couple together, and I thought I can't think of a better way off the top of my head to do this right
Yeah.
now. And if I do think of a better way, I can just snip them off and do that.
I mean,
But
you should put pouches on the shoulders as well.
oh, of course, yeah,
for
right
that.
at the back of the shoulder.
yeah,
like
rather
that.
than
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that would.
Every time I see a pouch somewhere weird on one of Pete the Wargamer's videos, I now just think he's just trolling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It's
probably is.
for getting us back when we used to
Keep raiding him.
when he was on Twitch.
Yeah.
Just send him into a bit of a meltdown. And every time he just has like just a list of like 5 gates where it's just like,
Yeah.
that's another pouch.
Yeah, that'll teach them for saying a boost's a biscuit.
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, that
We had
triggered
that big meltdown.
meltdown.
And we know it's not.
Yeah,
I miss raiding Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do.
I was
I
watching.
do.
I was
Yeah.
watching Pete's video last night. Actually, he was trying to figure out how to. He was working out the idea of building a new Necromunda gang, based around the idea of. I've not played it, so I don't really know them very much. But Trauma Team from Cyberpunk
Oh, yeah.
2077.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
2077?
so they're like they're like an ambulance crew, but heavily armed and look really cool.
That's
I
awesome.
would imagine that. I'd imagine that on Booper.
Yeah. That's what private healthcare's like.
But the
Oh,
model,
wait, no,
the model that he's, the figurine that he based it off is really cool. It's like a guy dressed in that sort of medical green, but with armor and a gun.
Yeah.
But then the guy behind him, and they've got like these cool looking helmets. The guy behind him is actually got like he's getting the medical kit out, so it's
Yeah.
like he's covering him while the other guy's getting ready to save someone's life. And that was what was inspiring him to make them, and they looked really cool. To be fair.
Fun.
I mean, the great documentary that is ER from
Yeah.
if you ever watched ER,
Yeah.
the old
Back in
TV
the-
series
back
about
in the
Chicago
I've
General
never watched
Hospital.
it, but George Clooney.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
right.
a lot of like big actors. that were
Have
in
you
that.
been now suckered into a fight
Goose.
with the dog?
Yeah,
Goose was in it. Goose
We're having
from Top Gun. Yeah, he didn't die. Well, he did die eventually, didn't he? Because he had a horrible tumor in his head, I think.
yeah.
Mark Green, I think is the character's name is. But the thing I always got from that, and I never realised this, was like, and I think we mentioned this before in the past. I never knew that the fire brigade was the paramedics as well.
Yeah, in America,
Yeah.
they're all one organisation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fire and rescue is so when the paramedics turn up in the ambulances, it's fire and rescue. It's not like the
so they
NHS
all
have their
have-
own ambulance service and fire
Yeah.
brigade.
Yeah,
so all ambulances in the US are like private.
yeah, because it's called EMS, isn't it? Emergency Medical Services. And yeah, so they
I don't know about privately, but I guess
Yeah.
come and leave poor Pat's fingers
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, I won that.
But yeah, it's the
Yeah,
most
you won.
expensive ride,
You
isn't it,
won,
in the
Belle.
States so
Yeah.
far, is taking an ambulance. It's like Porsche, Lamborghini, or ambulance, which is more expensive.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's like you coming back for round 2?
Thing is, the problem is she'll do that all day long. That's what happens when you've got one of their owners as a 15-year-old boy.
Oh right, yeah, that makes sense. I remember, random tangent. There was a YouTube video of people going like, "Oh, how much do you think this costs?"
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was like
yeah.
getting an ambulance, or I think it was somebody took a picture of their invoice they were given for giving birth, and after the baby was born, they went, "Here's your child." And they went skin to skin contact, like $20 or something like that, and it was all itemized and billed. And Peachy's face, just zoom in.
Yeah.
Holding my own child costs me money now.
Yeah.
There is a girl on Facebook. I can't remember her name, but she's called Yorkshire Peach, and she's from Atlanta, Georgia, which is obviously the peaches there, fruit of the, as you'll probably know. And she lives in Leeds with her English husband, and she always says I think she moved to the UK. I think she moved to the UK pregnant, because he lived over there for a while with work, and then they moved here. And she always says, I had a baby for free. I got a baby. She always goes, my baby, he's like about 11 now. She said, he cost nothing. And she said, and for months, she said, I was like keeping money aside because I thought any minute now that bill's going to turn up.
Yeah.
And even though her husband was going,
insane.
they won't charge you for having a baby. She's like, I'm sure they will any day now. Yeah.
I mean, I just can't get my head around it. I mean, obviously, it's normal for probably people in the States and that. They probably don't agree with it, but it's still not the norm. Whereas for us, not paying is
I
the
guess,
norm.
because I guess we pay through our taxes.
I suppose technically,
guess. And it's funded by the state, but then it's free at the point of use. Like
That's right.
And I mean, I guess you pay for a prescription or something, but
the only thing is I can't see the NHS having an armed department to come out and
no,
cool.
rescue me on the ground.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Imagine that, Sarah. I know you thought you were actually doing A&E tonight, but go and get your rifle.
I mean, sure, that goes against the Hippocratic Oath, though, doesn't it? Do no harm, right?
Yeah.
But I've got a machine gun. Da, 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 da.
The guy behind me will do no harm, but I will.
Yeah. Oh, crikey. Yeah. Oh my. Because I think in Cyberpunk,
So I've never played it.
it's because it's set. I think it's set in America, and I guess you have health. It's a form of health insurance
that you'll have
but
an armed
this
team.
health insurance, like you're armed. Yeah, because you.
Because you must drop into the middle of gang warfare, I assume.
Yeah. So I think the starting mission, you find someone who is starting to die, and you get them like breathing again, and then you take them outside and you give them to the like trauma team.
Wouldn't
or
that be
they're
cool
called.
in Necromunda that you could pay the money to have that? And in the middle of the game, you could put miniatures on the board that had a round of shooting and put you back on your feet. Would be really cool, wouldn't
like
it?
that.
That
Yeah.
would be fun. Or they take you off the board and make sure you're fine, so
Yeah.
you don't have to roll if they die.
Yeah,
like
that'd
afterwards.
be really cool.
And you be
But,
like, no, he didn't break his leg. He's totally fine.
Yeah, a round of shooting, and your guy is definitely okay for the next game.
How would you pay for it though? How would
Well, you use your stash.
Yeah, you
But
use
have
your stash,
It's
yeah.
like a post-sequence or pre-sequence cost that you could do. So normally,
fun.
like in Necromunda, if you have like Jeff Dalax, for instance,
Yeah.
he rolls to see how many. Because sometimes when you normally do a game, you don't use everyone in your gang. Sometimes you have to roll to see how many of
Yes.
them turn up.
Yeah.
And then, but if he's hired bounty hunters and if he's hired scum, they don't add to the total. That's added after. So if you're like, you can only take 6 gangers, he can only take 6 gangers, you take 6, he takes 6, plus his 3 hired scum and his bounty hunter.
Yeah.
So that's like could come into that kind of play. Like, I'm going to pay for the trauma team to turn up in round 2.
Yeah.
That'd be so
if nothing
cool, wouldn't
happens
it?
in round 2, tough. Look,
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
already paid for it.
Yeah.
It's round 2.
Yeah.
They've turned up. No one's dead. They've just shot some guns and gone.
Imagine being so lack of belief in your own abilities and go, I better turn for them. Well, when we're 20 minutes into this fight, I'm going to turn for them to turn up because I reckon I'll have been shot by then.
I mean, the way I
reckon
played
been
at
shot by then.
SUMPCON, yes.
Oh, Bella.
Is she
Do
having
you
a
want to
peep?
pause? Bella. Go. Sorry. Oh,
Maybe we'll just end there. Yeah.
Bella had a wee. Bella had a wee. There's some roll in the kitchen roll in the kitchen.
I bought some kitchen roll.
Yeah, there should be loads in there on the shelf. Just looking at a little puddle of yellow.
Yeah.
Bella has christened the carpet.
Yes. We've christened the office.
With whiskey and dog pee.
Oh, I forgot about the whiskey. Yeah, that was lovely.
You sure you forgot about the whiskey? 'Cause-
So, as we can hear Jeff
I can smell it. Oh, that's potent.
cursing in the background.
It weirdly smells of Glenfiddich.
I don't think so.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, that is pungent.
Yeah.
Reminds me of
That's why Joey.
sugar puffs.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Jeff's.
You've got book cam.
Yeah. That's the best camera.
Book cam.
Yeah. So I think with Jeff twerking and cleaning up dog piss,
He's gone to work.
that's the perfect time to end.
Bye.
Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.